Hey guys, Slysssa here, and I am going to be going over the final notes for the Rise of the Nagas patch 23.2, which will be live tomorrow. We just got the patch notes now, so I want to go over everything that I've missed in the previous two videos. If you've missed the previous two videos, make sure you go check them out because I don't really want to repeat things today. Just going to talk about new things. So 23.2, Rise of Nagas comes out tomorrow, May 10th, probably at 1 Eastern. That's the standard time that they normally release it. And some other things, ratings will be reset. You'll go back to 0 MMR. Don't panic. If you start your game and you still have MMR, what happens is right as you enter a game, your next game, they'll go back down to 0. And then you'll get the plus 300 points or whatever, because you get extra points at the beginning of a season until you get back up to your internal MMR. Buddies will be leaving. We talked about that. And something that they just released is that Tavern Tier 5, leveling to Tier 5 has been reduced back down to only 9 gold. Previously, it was 11 gold during the Buddies patch. Something else new that we're going to see is that heroes with transforming hero powers can now see the next stage of their hero powers by hovering over it. So, for example, if you are playing Rat King and you hover over your hero power, you'll be able to see, hey, next time you're going to get 2-2 to Quillbore, or you're going to get 2-2 to Pirates, or whatever. So it's going to give you an indication of what your next hero power is going to be, which is really important because that's a huge buff to Rat King. You now can like freeze things that might be valuable to you. I haven't really looked through all the other heroes that this might apply to, but comment below about a hero that you can think of that would be really beneficial with this new change. A small text change that they made is whenever it says for the next combat, they updated that text to say until next turn. They did this for text space, for consistency and accuracy, but nothing really changed in the functionality there. All right, so we've gone over a lot of this stuff. This image was provided on Reddit. I would change this image a little bit if I could, but I don't know how because I'm no Photoshop wizard. Amalgadon's out. It's being replaced by Mantid Queen, not by Nightmare Amalgam. Though Nightmare Amalgam is joining us, I would say that the replacement for Amalgadon is this Mantid Queen, which we discussed in an earlier video. Captain Flat Tusk we discussed earlier is being replaced by Dark Glaze Elder. And all these other minions we have not discussed previously, so let's go over them. Deadly Spore is out. It is being replaced by Leroy the Reckless. Leroy is a tier 5 minion, just like Deadly Spore. Destroy the minion that killed this. So this card's really, really, really interesting. For example, if your opponent has a Prester Pyrus spawn, the dragon that shoots 3 attack every time a dragon attacks, if it's that 3 damage that kills Leroy from the Prester is going to die, not the dragon. If you have a cleave, your opponent has a cleave in the front and you use this as an anti-cleave card, it's going to kill that cleave. So if they have a ginormous cleave, it will die. So this card is really cool. A lot of cool uses that you can do with it. A lot of good tech option there. The next card is Young Merc Eye is replacing Seafood Slinger. Goodbye, Seafood Slinger. It is a tier 6 Murloc. At the end of your turn, adjacent minions trigger their battle cries. You can get value out of this with Primal Fin, or you can get tempo out of this with like the Cold Light Seer. Is that the one that gives 2 health? Felfin, Bagurgle. Those are some things that you can get tempo out of. Obviously, I think this is a big nerf to Murlocs. I think Seafood Slinger was a way better card. I don't think this Murloc's that great, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think this is a bad card. Another card we haven't discussed is this Reef Explorer. Discover a minion of a minion type you don't control. Tier 4, 3/3. Very bad stats, but you do get a second minion. So you have 2 minions instead of 1. It's technically a token. Works well with Bran. So it's interesting. I don't know how good it will be, but it's definitely one of those cards like Tempest, or just gives you an extra card later in the game. But you do get to discover, so you get to pick which card you want, which is better than Tempest, where you don't get to pick. The last cards that are leaving and coming back, the card that will be leaving is Champion of Yasharj. That is the 4/4 that grows every time a taunt is attacked. That is leaving. Returning to replace it will be the Bristleback Knight. What is that his name? Yep, Bristleback Knight will be returning. That was the 4/8 Divine Shield tier 5 Wind Fury. Get your Divine Shield back. Quillboar that previously left. He's coming back, and he's coming back a little bit better with 5 attack instead of 4. And I can't remember if I mentioned that Nightmare Amalgam is back. He will be tier 3. He was really broken back in the day, but I just don't know if he'll be that broken right now because we've had such more growth and crazy cards introduced into Battlegrounds. So I don't know how good Amalgam will be, but I'm happy to see him back. And lastly, buddies are out. Remember, when the patch hits tomorrow, there will no longer be buddies. They are leaving for now. Maybe they'll be back eventually, but for this season, they are out. All right, here are our Tavern 1 to Tavern 3 minions that are joining us. I've already gone over quite a few of these, so I'll go over the ones I haven't talked about yet. Snail Cavalry. This is a tier 2, 5/2. Once per turn after you cast a spell, gain 2 health. So it's quite a decent amount of tempo if you already have a spell in hand from Spellcraft, or maybe that coin from the tier 1 Shell Collector. So yeah, because a turn 3, you can get a 2-drop on turn 3. 5/4 is quite big, so I think that's a lot of tempo. Be a decent card early. So we haven't gone over the Lava Lurker yet. This card on the right, tier 2. The first Spellcraft spell cast on this each turn is permanent. That's a pretty big deal because eventually we're going to get into better and better Spellcraft cards like Divine Shield, Wind Fury, stuff like that. So this card can really scale. And so it's a good card, I think, to get early to start just, and it's a good, decent stats to start early too, a 2/5. So yeah, I really like this card. On Tavern tier 3, we've gone over Stormscale Siren and Shoal Commander, but we haven't talked about this Pashmar the Vengeful. Avenge 3. Get a spellcraft spell of your tier or lower. I think you only get the spellcraft card for the 1 turn into your hand. It won't pop back into your hand the next turn. So this is kind of, it's not creating value like the Avenge cards on tier 4 that give you minions to hand, because you can't sell, because for those you can sell the minions for money. And this, you can't really sell spells for money. It's just kind of giving you more tempo. So this is a tempo-based Avenge card for the next turn, as opposed to a value-based Avenge card like the Witchwing or the Demon one. Yeah, so this is more tempo-based. Good size. Tier 3, 4, 5. That's the same. That's one of the biggest tier 3s you can get besides getting a Divine Shield minion. So yeah, good size there. Seems like a decent card. I would definitely try that out early. All right, here are our Tavern tier 4, 5, and 6 cards that are coming for Naga. I definitely have talked about Wave Rider. I don't think I've talked about Eel Bound Archer yet. Spellcraft, give a minion 8 attack until your next turn. This is quite crazy, I think, because on tier 4, there's Cleave minions and Divine Shield minions, and 8 attack is a lot of attack. The only bad thing about this card is it's quite small. It's only a 4/4 on tier 4, so that's the downside, but technically it's like a 12/4, so seems very good. Eventide Brute, I can't remember if I got over this card, so I'll just go over it again. After you cast a spell, gain 1/1, so this is a scaling minion. It's good to get down early so that you can just keep growing it as you go, and yeah, I think this is going to be a nice Naga to have if you really have a bunch of spellcraft cards already. On tier 5, we haven't gone over Critter Wrangler yet. That's me. I wrangle Critter. That Critter's my husband. Critter Wrangler. After you cast a spellcraft spell on a minion, give it 2/2. So that 2/2 is going to be permanent. The spellcraft card obviously is not permanent. It's just for the turn, but it's going to give it to it permanently. So this seems like a card that works well in Menagerie, because you can put it on any minion. It doesn't say on to a Naga. So this looks like a really good card for Menagerie, but you have to cast a spellcraft, which means you have to have a lot of Nagas. So maybe it's bad in Menagerie, because in Menagerie you need more spellcraft. You wouldn't have it if you have a different type of minion. So I take it back. This seems like a Naga based board. And our 6th drop, we have Orgozo the Tender, spellcraft discover a Naga. That means every single turn you get to discover, which means you get to pick a new Naga for free. That seems quite powerful. It can force triples, pairs, stuff like that. It's money. So that is a good value-based card. So if you look at your tier 6 Naga, Athissa is your scaling card. It's going to give your minions size, and Orgoza is your value card. It's going to give you more and more money. I'm really excited to try out Naga and all the different ways you can play it. There's been clues given to us by the dev team that there's a good synergy between Naga and Quilboar. They call it surf and turf comp, so make sure you kind of try that out. There's the tier 6 Naga here that after you cast a spell, give 4 friendly Naga 1/1. And there's the same thing with Quilboar, the new tier 6 Quilboar that gives 4 friendly Quilboar a gem. So I'm guessing what you're going to do is have 4 of one, 3 of the other, and be scaling all of those together, making sure your Nagas have at least 2 or 3 with spellcraft, and then your Quilboar probably giving you gems and stuff like that. So that's my guess. I haven't totally theory crafted it, but make sure you check it out, try it out. Try out going full Naga, try out going a menagerie Naga. Let me know what you figure out when you start playing tomorrow, the new patch. I hope you guys enjoy the new patch. Before I go, there's one more update that I haven't talked about, and that's the armor update. They have changed the armor tiers for a lot of heroes because buddies are out, so they're all going to change. I'm not going to name them all, but I'll put the link below to the patch notes so that you can see what armor tier your favorite hero is in. And that's all I have for you guys today for this patch coming out tomorrow, May 10th. I hope you guys enjoy Naga, and I hope you guys enjoy the new season. Good luck. Let me know your favorite comps, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.
What does that mean?
Size matters, so people can check out what size they are by typing the command size. See if they're chonkers or dinkers or average or growers or showers.